Pro Group Management. Workers' comp that works for you.
This is 7 at 7 from the Las Vegas Review-Journal.
Another part of the Mirage appears to have shut down as the casino hotel's closure approaches. Good morning. Thanks for joining us on 7 at 7. I'm Lena Bleetz. Still ahead on 7 at 7.
Spent about 50 days in the hospital and ended up bedridden because of this incident, and ultimately died a year later.
A lawsuit claims a woman died after she suffered second-degree burns when a medical transit vehicle worker forced her to walk across pavement in thin socks. We have the latest. Plus, police say speed from racing appears to be the cause of a car crash that took the life of one of the men driving. We'll tell you the charges the other driver is now facing. And another mysterious monolith appeared in a different state just a week after one was spotted on a Nevada trail. We have those details, plus more. We begin with top stories sponsored by Nevada Hand's Silver Sky Assisted Living Community. Learn more at nevadahand.org. A man may have been racing his relative when he was killed in a crash in central Las Vegas after accelerating his car to more than 120 miles per hour moments before the wreck, according to the Metro Police Department. 31-year-old St. Louis resident Phelan Young was killed in the crash early Monday morning on North Jones Boulevard. His half-brother, 36-year-old Kashmir Newell, was booked into the Clark County Detention Center on 2 felony counts of reckless driving resulting in major injuries and 2 misdemeanor traffic citations, including driving with a suspended license. Newell has since been released from jail under the conditions that he doesn't drive without a license and stays out of trouble. He is due in court July 23rd. President Joe Biden and former President Donald Trump went head-to-head for the first time this year in the presidential debate hosted by CNN. Biden struggled to word his answers while Trump dodged some of the questions in order to attack the Biden administration. Today, Vice President Kamala Harris is set to speak in Las Vegas. It will be her 5th trip to Nevada this year and will round out a week of rallies and campaign events hosted by the Biden-Harris campaign in the Silver State. We'll have full coverage at lvrj.com. As we count down to the closure of the Mirage, the tram between the resort and Treasure Island is now closed. The entrance to the tram appeared to be boarded up and replaced by a wall that blended into the hallway that connects the Treasure Island parking garage to the resort. At the Mirage, the tram station is still visible, but its doors are locked and has signs that say it's temporarily closed. A spokesperson for the Mirage said the tram is closed for maintenance and they expect the tram to be operational in the future. The Mirage is set to close on July 17th as the property is redeveloped into the Hard Rock Hotel, Las Vegas. In health news, walking across a hot pavement leads to a death. This is what a lawsuit claims after a woman received second-degree burns when a medical transit vehicle worker forced her to walk across pavement in thin socks. The suit against the company, Life Trans Incorporated, states that the woman was driven to a doctor's appointment in July 2022 and made to walk across the parking lot in her socks. Her husband says she never recovered and spent more than a month in the burn unit of University Medical Center.
Spent about 50 days in the hospital and ended up bedridden because of this, and ultimately died a year later of arteriosclerotic cardiovascular disease. The attorney is alleging that the cardiovascular disease was basically caused by this chain of events.
In weather, sponsored by Star Nursery, your garden's partner for every bloomin' thing. Ending the week on a high, reaching 108 today, then getting just a tad hotter this weekend, 110 both Saturday and Sunday, with lows in the low 80s all sunny weekend long. Then taking a peek at next week, a high of 109 on Monday, then getting into the 110s the rest of the week, climbing to 111 Tuesday, 113 Wednesday, 114 Thursday, and even up to 115 by the end of next week into next weekend, with lows in the upper 80s and even low 90s.
Now for your sports update, sponsored by PT's Taverns, your spot to watch all the sports action. With over 65 locations, there's a PT's near you. Visit ptstaverns.com. A huge week for the NHL, and the city of Las Vegas continues tonight with the NHL draft. Now, the talk of the National Hockey League is 18-year-old Boston University phenom Macklin Celebrini, who's projected to go first overall to the San Jose Sharks, the Golden Knights' old rival. As for the VGK, they hold a 19th overall pick, a mid-round pick, so there's plenty of guys who can be in gold this fall. We just got to wait to see their pick later on tonight.
In business news, investments in electric vehicles are expected to create thousands of jobs here in Nevada and may also be a solution when it comes to climate change. On Wednesday, the nonprofit Defense Fund spoke about the Biden-Harris administration's push towards electric cars is creating new jobs. They also mentioned how $15.4 billion in funding will go towards battery manufacturing and charging stations.
This is going to mean that you're not going to have to travel no more than 50 miles to find a charging station. EVs are significantly cheaper to own and operate over the lifespan compared to traditional vehicles.
Not only would this create new work, but Clark County also plans to remove carbon emissions by 2050 with the transition.
Sports betting brought to you by the Las Vegas Paiute Tribal Smoke and Cigar Shop. UFC 303 is Saturday at T-Mobile Arena and no longer features Conor McGregor on the card. The main event is a light heavyweight title bout, and champion Alex Pereira is a -135 moneyline favorite at Circa Sportsbook. Challenger Yuri Prochazka, who lost to Pereira in their first bout, is +135. Also, featherweight Diego Lopez is a -145 favorite over Brian Ortega, a +125 underdog. The total is 2.5 rounds. Vegas Nation brought to you by Station Casinos, STN Sports. Download the app today. Raiders running back Alexander Mattison returns to his hometown of San Bernardino, California, working with the Athletes for Life Foundation to host his version of a one-day Friday Night Lights youth football camp and 3-day combine camp to teach fundamental football skills to the local youth. After spending the past 5 seasons with the Minnesota Vikings, Mattison spoke during the offseason on what it's like coming back to the West Coast as a Raider.
Energy's different here. Love being around guys like Max, Christian. They bring a different type of mentality up front on that defensive side. We have a physical, young group of guys.
In your lifestyle news, after a monolith was removed from the desert in Las Vegas last week, a new one appeared in a different state this time. Workers at a cafe shop in Colorado spotted the mysterious figure this week and shared it on social media. The post said, quote, "A monolith, sculpture, local artists, or aliens? We don't know." This has raised curiosity amongst many through social platforms, and some have even been tempted to go find them. Last Friday, the monolith found in Las Vegas was removed by police because of, quote, public safety and environmental concerns. Now for entertainment, sponsored by Arizona Charlie's, with live entertainment every weekend at both locations. Go to ArizonaCharlies.com to see who's playing. The Sphere is once again transforming to promote a new movie in theaters starting today. Illumination is featuring one of the newest characters in Despicable Me 4 on its exosphere. From now until Sunday, you can catch Mega Jerry, who's one of the new Minions featured in the animated film. You can see him checking out several properties on the Las Vegas Strip as he makes funny faces and entertains onlookers. So be sure to check out Despicable Me 4 in theaters. Thanks for watching 7 at 7 this morning. Hit that subscribe button to get alerts when we post breaking news and our 7 at 7 newscast. You can also watch us on other platforms like Apple TV and Roku. We'll see you here again tonight for more 7 at 7.
Review Journal Studio, sponsored by Adam Kuttner. Get the maximum settlement as quickly as possible. This 7 at 7 update, sponsored by Pro Group Management. You're watching 7 at 7 from the Las Vegas Review Journal.